When I started watching One Piece, my favorite character and Straw Hat was by far Roronoa Zoro. But all this changed because of this particular moment in the Water 7 arc.
Bingo.
This was the arc that gave birth to my respect towards Sanji and made him my favorite character, until Marco got introduced. Sanji holds the second spot now, but what you're gonna see in this video is going to be peak cinema. So hold on tight, cause we eating good today. The scene kicks off with Frankie being captured by the CP9. They plan on taking Frankie to the Enies lobby as he has been declared a criminal. They then proceed to pack up Frankie like a briefcase, but then my boy Usopp stands up for the first time in like forever. But just one glare from Lucci had bro apologizing. See, I know that this man is well aware of his limits, but in situations like these, you gotta man up, bro, even if it means taking a few punches for the squad. The scene switches to Chopper, emerging from the fire at Galila headquarters, while carrying Polly and Iceberg on his back. He sees that Nami is fainted, and despite of having so many wounds on his own body, this absolute Chad is thinking about healing Nami. But our poor choppy boy faints from exhaustion. Now this is true bravery. The scene then again cuts back to CP9, and we see the Kaku had laid Usopp out. This man even dares to call the Merry useless, and that it couldn't be used again, even saying that the ship has not been taken care of properly. He then throws the ship into the waves for it to get crushed. Here Iceberg and Nami both wake up, and are talking about Robin's betrayal. Iceberg explains how Robin has no bad intentions, and is only turning herself in exchange for the safe escape of the Straw Hats from this island. Nami gives a sigh of relief, and rushes to inform Luffy and the others about the truth. She tries waking up Chopper, but he is having a flashback, in which he asks Sanji, "That does Robin hate them now?" To this, Sanji replies, "Chopper, remember one thing, a man forgives a woman's lies." And what can I say? Bro is a true gentleman. We then cut to a third scene, where Robin is departing to Enies lobby with CP agents. But there is a figure standing in the shadows. It's our boy Sanji with his iconic
Bingo.
Now, as cool as this scene was, this man has a lot more to whip out from his bag. Bro stands there strategizing to get on the train and save Robin. Then he hears that Rob Lucci and his gang have arrived, with Usopp and Frankie on their back like little babies. At Galila, Nami tells Chopper that Robin wasn't betraying them, and they need to go save her from the bad guys. But Iceberg informs them that there are only 30 minutes for the departure of the sea train. Nami tells Chopper to look for the other Straw Hats, so all of them get to it. Here, everyone gets seated on the sea train. Sanji realizes that it's about to depart, and there is no point waiting for the others, so he rushes by himself. The train departs as we see Sanji standing on the station. Nami and the others shortly arrive, but realize they have missed the train. Nami gets hopeless, but one of the men pointed to a letter that was written for Nami by Sanji. In the letter, Sanji is saying that he has boarded the train. Hearing this, Nami too gets pumped up and hurries for Enies lobby. As the sea train rushes through water, we see Sanji sitting there planning to sneak in the train. That's when an agent opens the door behind Sanji, and this menace gives him a smile and hits him with a collier shoot. This man out here doing 360s on the back of the train. The man who got kicked breaks the door and crashes inside. This alerts everyone in the last car, and now Sanji has 10 guns pointed at him. One of the guys says to alert the CP9, but is stopped by a guy named Jerry. Who is Jerry, you may ask? This guy.
Bruh.
I know, One Piece is filled with people with size proportions like they are some circus performers, but this is just insane. One thing is for sure I know, this guy is probably having severe back pain right now. Jerry says that he is the king of some karate island in the South Blue, but Sanji taking none of that, so they start boxing. Sanji dodges the attack, and Jerry ends up hitting his own men. He dances around for a bit, but quickly gets packed up by Sanji. Here at Water 7, they end up finding Luffy and Zoro, where Luffy was stuck between two buildings, and this dumbass was stuck upside down in a chimney. That's a crazy level of aura losing moment. Anyways, both of them get rescued, and now they are looking for a sea train to follow Robin. Kokuro has one, so she asks them to follow her. On the sea train, Sanji clears the 7th and the 6th car. There he meets Frankie and this guy who is definitely not a Straw Hat. He then finds a few Denden Mushis, but starts arguing with Frankie instead. Brother, you are on an S-rank mission. Now is not the time to argue. All this ruckus alerts the Marines in car number 5, and they are noticed by Captain T-Bone. T-Bone is a kind man. Like he saw one of his men bleeding and ripped off his own cape to stop the bleeding. He goes to car number 6 and notices that everyone's been knocked out cold, and Frankie and Usopp are missing. Where they are, you may wonder? On top of the freaking train, Sanji connects a call with Nami and the others, who has boarded another sea train given to them by Kokuro. Luffy asks Sanji what is the status of the situation and how Robin is. The latter replies by saying Robin is still in their hands. Luffy then orders Sanji to go and kick their asses by himself. Zoro says that it's a bad idea for Sanji to take them head-on, since not only are those CP9 agents dangerous, but he is also outnumbered. Sanji takes the concern of Zoro and throws it out of the window, he taking none of that advice, especially when it comes to saving a woman. He says he wouldn't stop, even if Luffy were to order him. Okay, I am not going to talk about Luffy's perspective from now on, since this is a Sanji video. Sanji and gang is sitting on top of the train strategizing about saving Robin. That's when Usopp says that he is not going to come to save Robin, since he isn't the part of the Straw Hats anymore. Frankie tries arguing for a bit, but Sanji, being cold, says to forget it and continue on with their mission. That's when a Navy soldier spots them sitting on top of the train. But before anyone could act, the Marine got shot down by a metallic star. And who did that? This mysterious character named King. I wonder who he is. The three of them then form a plan and swing open the door of car 6. They then immediately shut the door and nail it down. The Marines there struggle to open back to the door, and that's when this man, T-Bone, slices it in half, only to reveal that they have been fooled. No. If I were T-Bone after that, I would have left the Marines then and there due to the major aura loss. Forget about leaving the Marines, I would have left the continent and started over a new life. Anyways, the Marines then realize that the car they have been sitting in has been detached from the rest of the train. Oh my god, bro, these ninjas got done dirty. Sanji and crew then leaped into car 5 and smacked everyone to sleep. That is until this monstrosity appeared. See, his name is Wanzi, and he is absolutely gross. This man eats flour, kneads it inside his mouth, and snorts it out of his nose to make noodles. First, the boys thought he was just a normal waiter. That's until he challenged them to a fight. Sanji tells the others to go on ahead, that he will take care of Wanzi all by himself. They both then leave, leaving Sanji to roll with this idiot. Wanzi then uses a technique where he sets his skates on fire and attacks Sanji. Now, to the common eye, this might appear to be a normal move, but not to Mr. Phoenix. You see, this fire move was probably where Sanji's idea for Diable Jambe originated from. But looking at Wanzi, he seems like a formidable opponent. I mean, he is fighting the third in command of the Straw Hats and hasn't even taken a single hit. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. Wanzi dropped to his knees. It turns out, during that nick of a moment, Sanji had kicked him 12 times. My bad for doubting Sanji. The guy then whips out a bunch of ramen and creates an edible suit. What the hell is that? Sanji struggles against him at first, since the armor is sticky, and Sanji's kicks are getting stuck between it. Since Wanzi is using food as a weapon, Sanji pulls out knives and slices off the suit's arms. He then chops off the legs and then the rest of the body. Bro's skills with knives might even give Zoro a run for his money. Sanji then puts the knives away, saying they are not swords and shouldn't be used for fighting. He then lands a barrage of kicks on Wenzo's face and turns Wanzi from this to this. Wanzi then whips out a big-ass blade and attempts to slice Sanji, but Mama raised no bitch, so he dodges it and kicks Wanzi on the gut. The kick was so hard that it broke through the door of car 4 and 3, and Wanzi landed inside car 2, in front of all the CP9, and here comes the coldest walk in all of One Piece. That's what I love about my boy. He doesn't care if there are 5 S-tier enemies standing against him. Bro does not back down when it comes to saving a lady. Meanwhile, Frankie on the top of the train took care of a guy named Nero, and he punched him so hard that he broke the roof of the train and landed inside car 2 as well. Meanwhile, King went to car number 1 to talk with Robin to convince her to come back. In car 2, Sanji and Frankie are now standing face to face with CP9. They talk for a bit, and then Lucci mentions that they are going to eliminate Robin for the sake of this world. Sanji can't hear this, so he kicks Lucci, but it gets blocked. In the meantime, Robin walks out of car 1, while Usopp, King trying to hold her back. Robin then slams King to the ground, leaving Sanji confused. Lucci gives a laugh, but what I am more concerned about is how this pigeon is laughing. Brother King, how can you let a pigeon laugh at your sorry ass? King then shouts, telling Frankie to cut the third car loose so they can escape. He then proceeds to throw a smoke bomb and rushes while carrying Robin in his arm. Ooh, what a camera angle. All of them escape to the disconnected car 3, giving a sign of relief. But suddenly, a whip wraps around their car, and then Blue No starts pulling them towards car number 2. He then stands at the gate of Sanji's car. Sanji hits him with a kick, but Blueno was unaffected due to his iron body. Sanji then hops on his hands and lands a spinning kick concussere. This kick almost breaks through the the iron body. Heck, even Kaku is surprised. Before Sanji could do anything else, he sees that Sogeking has been clutched by Robin. He shouts at Robin, asking about what she is doing, but as he was distracted, Sanji gets kicked by Kaku across the car. Frankie sees that there is no other option, so he breaks the wall off the car and smashes it into Blue No and Kaku. Robin says that she isn't trying to escape. Sanji asks why she won't come with them, despite them going through so much trouble to save her. Before he could get an answer, Blue No pops out from behind using the power of the door fruit. He kicks Sanji across his chest and sends him flying. He then knocks out Sogeking and gets a hold of Robin. Sanji gets up again trying to kick Blue No, but he escapes with Robin, leaving Sanji kicking the air. Train then heads towards Eni's lobby. Overall, an S-tier encounter. Sanji entered fearlessly into the train, despite knowing that he is severely outnumbered by the enemies. He fought strategically and gave in all his effort trying to save Robin. That was it for this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And here are a few of my other videos you can enjoy. See you in the next one.